It's time for our HBCU Spotlight. So, 4 HBCU players drafted by Major League Baseball in 2018. Go Players, go Players, go Players, go Players. Major League Baseball's first-year player draft recently wrapped up with 1,204 players ready to take their games to the next level in their baseball professional careers. Historically, black colleges and universities produced 4 athletes selected this year. Schools representing those players taken from HBCUs include Winston-Salem University, Prairie View A&M University, Grambling State University, and Alabama State University. The draft marks more than 30 consecutive years that HBCU baseball programs have had a player drafted professionally. That's what's up. The 4 players who were drafted include the following. Randy Norris, who was taken in the 19th round, draft pick number 556. He's an outfielder from Winston-Salem State, and he was drafted by the San Francisco Giants. Randy. The next player was Darren Williams. He was drafted in the 26th round, the number 781st pick. He's a right-handed pitcher who comes from Prairie View A&M, and he was drafted by the Anaheim Angels. Darian. Oh, Darian. Ooh. Marshawn Taylor's the next player. He was drafted in the 28th round. He's the 849th pick. Plays the shortstop from Grambling State. He was drafted by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Marshawn. Get it in. Then we got Ray Hernandez, who was drafted in the 29th round, who was the 863rd pick, was an infielder from Alabama State who was drafted by the Atlanta Braves. Raymond! So shout out to these 4 gentlemen for being drafted into the Major League Baseball. Of course, they got to go up through the ranks and things like that, but I wish these gentlemen well, wish them much luck, wish them much success in their future. They don't really give too much information on, really go deep into the stories, but kind of give us information about these 3 gentlemen. So, Ray Hernandez, Marshawn Taylor, Darren Williams, Randy Norris, and all of us here at the Fix Sports Podcast and the Freedom Train Network, and my homeboy in a little shirt and my studio audience like to give y'all a round of applause. Already. Yeah. Randy, and my dog Darian, and my son, followed up with my dog Ray. So Ray Hernandez, Marshawn Taylor, Darren Williams, and Randy Norris, you gentlemen are stars in my book. That's why we want to shine our spotlight on you. So much success to you gentlemen in the future. Oh! As y'all see, hell, I make up my own sound effects. Why wait for other sound effects when you can make up your own sound effects? But everybody ain't out there like me either. So weekly rant. Time for our 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 weekly rant. Our weekly rant. Our weekly rant. Our weekly rant. All right, so we're ranting on your boy, Jim Jordan. Former athletes say Jim Jordan knew about sexual abuse at Ohio State when he was an assistant wrestling coach there years ago, but did nothing. Representative, a Republican of Ohio, hasn't backed down in the face of allegations. He ignored the sexual abuse of athletes and students by a former team doctor during his tenure as the assistant coach of the Ohio State's wrestling team from 86 to 94. Jim Jordan knew about little boys Allegedly, Jim Jordan knew about these young men getting molested and did nothing about it. It's false. I never knew, never heard of, never was told of any kind of abuse. Jordan told Fox News, Brett Baer, on Friday, if I had been, I would have dealt with it. Yeah. We would have dealt with it if we knew if anything happened, he continued. At least 5 men have come forward to accuse Dr. Richard Strauss, a former team doctor at Ohio State who killed himself in 2005, of molesting them, and said Jordan was aware of the misconduct. One wrestler, Mike Sabatio, said he knew Jordan was aware because it was something the athletes regularly discussed, mainly with nervous banter, locker room banter. Conversations in the locker room are a lot different than allegations of abuse or reported abuse, told us Jordan responded, seemingly to imply that if he did hear anything in that venue, it wasn't to be taken seriously, or he was drawing a distinction between how he would be expected to respond in the locker room and the formal report. Well, I think you just told on yourself, Jordan, because that's the same thing the players are saying, that you didn't take the shit serious, and you are an adult who is responsible for those up under you. I don't care if somebody if somebody having a joke about sexual assault, you investigate. So you kind of told on yourself a little bit with your dumb ass. Jordan, a powerful House conservative, has influential defenders in his corner, including House Freedom Caucus Chair Mark Meadows and President Donald Trump, who we know Donald Trump is a sexual predator. So that's not helping to have the pussy grabber in your corner. Oh yeah. My homeboy that got my back, the pussy grabber, Donald Trump, the sexual predator, the one who go around just kissing women in the mouth because he wants to and grabbing pussy because he feel like it. That's my homeboy, and he got my back. They're rallying around him as he considers making the run to replace retired Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan. Jim Jordan is one of the most outstanding people I've met since I've been in Washington, Trump said. Well, we know what that means. I believe him 100%. No question in my mind. I believe Jim Jordan 100%. He's an outstanding man. Right. The same way we believe, Trump, that you are a sexual predator. So if you believe him, then we believe that Jim Jordan is a sexual predator. Fuck you, Jim Jordan. You were a sexual predator. You knew what was going on. You know those allegations. You know about the allegations and stuff, Jim Jordan. Stop lying. You know about that shit. But the Ohio Republican is under increasing pressure as more details emerge about the alleged sexual misconduct at Ohio State. According to a report in Politico, where one former wrestling coach referred to the men's facility used by the team a cesspool of deviancy. What happened at Ohio State? Multiple men have come forward with allegations of sexual misconduct against Richard Strauss, a doctor at Ohio State University dating back to the 1970s. Damn, Richard Strauss, you worse than Ohio State boy. You've been molesting little boys since the 70s. One wrestler suggested that Strauss, who killed himself in 2005, could have molested as many as 2,000 athletes during his 20-year tenure, a horrifying legacy reminiscent of Larry Nassar at Michigan State, right? And what's the name? Penn State. Penn State dude, the sick motherfuckers from Penn State, and Joe Paterno, sick motherfuckers. All y'all some sick motherfuckers. But some people close to the wrestling team during Jordan's tenure told Politico that the sexual misconduct went even further than Strauss's alleged crimes. A half dozen ex-wrestlers told Politico they were regularly harassed in their training facility by sexually aggressive men who attended university or worked there. The voyeurs would masturbate while watching the wrestlers shower or sit in the sauna or engage in sexual acts in the areas where the athletes trained, the former wrestler said. Man, we would have been in that bitch fighting. Would have been, y'all would have kicked, hey, we'd have been, pull your meat out and try to beat off while I'm in there taking a shower. We'd be in that bitch fighting. I'm hitting you in your head with a motherfucking chair. Hey, I would have blew that bitch all the way up. You gonna beat your meat while I'm taking a shower? You nasty bitch, man. Man, Jim Jordan knew what was going on. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all beating y'all meat in the shower while people take, come on, man. Coaching my athletes in Larkins Hall was one of the most difficult things I ever did, a former wrestling coach who worked with Jordan told Politico. It was a cesspool of deviancy, and that's a whole nother story that no one is addressed. One unnamed wrestler also said that he witnessed Jordan yelling at a gawker to get out of the sauna, though Jordan's office denied the account. What did Jordan know? Jordan has denied having any knowledge of Strauss's alleged abuse and has accused those who say otherwise of carrying a vendetta against him. But the athletes who have come forward say he definitely knew what was going on. You sick bitch. Danyasha Yates, a wrestler at Ohio State in 1993, told Politico that he told Jordan about Strauss's behavior and asked him and Russ Heckelson, the former wrestling coach, to come to the doctor with him because he didn't want to be fondled. For him to say he didn't know, I asked him to come with me, Yates said. Jordan's office denied the account, and Heckelson said he didn't remember it. Sean Daly, another former wrestler, told NBC News that he was groped a half a dozen times by Strauss, but didn't tell Jordan about it at the time because he was too embarrassed. But he said Jordan was present for conversations about Strauss, and that it was very common knowledge in the locker room that if you went to Dr. Strauss for anything, you would have to pull your pants down. Dr. Strauss would have got his motherfucking ass. So none of y'all thought to beat his ass. So nobody thought to beat Strauss's ass. Like, nobody thought to beat Strauss. Fuck you and your death, Strauss. You a sick motherfucker. I hope some raccoons have dug your bones up and pissed on them. Fuck you, you dead. Your life was shit. Your life was nothing. Fuck you and everybody around you and everybody who supported you and everybody who was in you, Strauss. You sick motherfucker. Fuck you, Jim Jordan. You sick cracker bitches. Like, what's up with college athletics and sexual harassment? Why do a number of my weekly rants end up being about sexual misconduct from both men and women? Men and women are being sexually harassed. They're being molested and raped and all these things. And it's the America and American athletics have a culture of sexual violence. Jim Jordan and Strauss, you sick bitches. Both of you, Jim Jordan and Strauss. Fuck you, Strauss. I'm about to give a fuck about you being dead. I dig you up and piss in your motherfucking face. I beat your ass. I dig your bones up and break all the motherfuckers out. Steamroll your shit, you sick bitch. Fuck you, and fuck you, your life and your death, you sick motherfucker. And fuck you, Jim Jordan, too, for being an accomplice. Goddamn. So Jim Jordan is the Joe Paterno to Strauss's what's that cracker name? Not Molesky, not Stanansky. You know who I'm talking about from Penn State though. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the dude who's molesting people at Penn State. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. But man, this is some sick shit. This is some sick shit. Like, wow. Really, Strauss and Jim Jordan. Strauss and Jim Jordan, really? That's what y'all do. So for 20 years, you walk in the locker room holding your dick, because Strauss walk in the locker room with his dick hard, with a whole bunch of boys in the locker room talking about he gonna fuck something. Talking about him and his homeboy. Strauss and Jim Jordan probably had bets to see how many times Strauss can dip his tip in somebody or something like that. You see, I bet you Strauss and Jim Jordan was keeping count and having conversations. Strauss would call him up. Just ate some ass. Old boy who won the wrestling tournament just ate his ass. And Jim Jordan sitting around masturbating while Strauss telling them that shit. Allegedly. All of this stuff allegedly is happening. You some sick bitches. And it's amazing how people really overlook this shit. Like, they encourage this shit. They are accomplices to this sick, molesting, twisted, diabolical shit that you crazy motherfuckers like to do. Y'all, something wrong with men and something wrong with people in America. Men in America, women in America. What's wrong with white culture in America? Some of these things that this European white culture that produces so much violence. Because that's the dominant culture in America. So if it's the dominant culture in America, we got to call it out. But that don't mean we ain't getting, I don't mean we overlooking Jim Jordan bitch ass. I don't mean we overlooking Strauss's sick motherfucking ass. Y'all some sick bitches. Y'all whole families probably full of shit anyway. But they should be ashamed of you motherfuckers. Y'all kids probably ain't shit. Oh, that's another thing. Have they touched their own kids? Who else have they been touching? Have they been touching family members? Have they been touching friends and stuff like this? Have they been touching their own kids? Was Strauss fucking his own kids? Is Jim Jordan sitting around watching his kids get molested by other people? Who knows what's going on? We don't know what's going on. What's all this crazy shit that's happening, man? All this shit is speculation. All this shit, like, the fuck, man? Jim Jordan, nah, man, I ain't know nobody would get the fuck because I'm trying to be president. I'm trying to be down the Speaker of the House or whatever the fuck and chill with Donald Trump, bitch ass, who we know is on record of being a sexual predator. So it's like, bro, it ain't looking too good if you go out and you recruit a sexual predator to be like, hey man, nah, my dog straight, my dog, nah, dog, I'll back up on my dog straight. Trump a sexual predator. We all know Trump's a sexual predator. We all know Trump about that fuck shit. We all know Trump is a hoe. We all know that about Trump. We all know that. But this is the motherfucker in your corner, though. Jim Jordan. Strauss, you think you getting off because you died in 2005. Nobody give a fuck about you dying in 2005. We'll dig your bitch ass up and beat your motherfucking ass. We'll beat your kids' ass. All the descendants of Strauss need their ass whooped. Fucking Jim Jordan. Fuck ass Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan, you's a whole bitch. You's a whole bitch. You ain't shit, Jim Jordan. And I hope you get what's coming for you. Hope you get everything that's coming to you. And they fuck you up in prison. I hope you go to prison and they fuck you up in prison. That was some sick bitches, man. Wow. I wonder how many more schools and stories and things we're going to find out. We're going to learn about over the time where young men and young women get molested. Like, how many more shits are we going to learn about? We should, like, when you find these shits out in these towns, like, full-on witch hunt should happen. Like, lynch mobs should go after these people and just fuck them up. Like, burn their house down and fill their gas tank up with piss and stuff like that, man. You sick bitches, man. I hope all you motherfuckers have a fucked up life and get sexually transmitted diseases that eat your genitals off and eat your brain matters and only leave the reptilian brain intact in your brain to have you just walk around shitting and pissing on yourself doing stupid shit, you sick motherfuckers. Fuck y'all. And that, my friends, is my weekly rant. Fuck you, Jim Jordan. Fuck you, Strauss. And everybody else. Wow.